fellow readers. In this video I'm going to be talking about the light novel Seventh Time Loop, The Villainess Enjoys a Carefree Life Married to Her Worst Enemy, written by Toko Amakawa and illustrated by Juan Hachipisu. I hope I said that right. And this is just book one of it. And this was one of my recent TBRs, and I fell in love with this one. I shouldn't say I wasn't expecting to, but I didn't know what to think, because I'd seen this one talked about a lot, but not in detail. So I wasn't really sure what to expect or how I would feel about it, but then I really enjoyed this. So let's just quickly, seventh time's the charm. Being reborn once may sound impressive, but I don't know how to say her name either. Is it Rishi? I don't know. Is already on her seventh time around. She has had all kinds of excitement in her previous lives, from peddling goods as a merchant to locking blades as a knight, so now she's determined to kick back and enjoy. But to savor the high life, she first has to marry the handsome prince, the same one who happens to be her murderer. It will take 6+ lifetimes of experience and skills for Rish to break the time loop and make her extravagant dreams come true. So this, for me, was kind of like a blend of Tear Moon Empire and what's the other one I was thinking of? I think the Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter. Because right in the beginning, we have a character that, similarly to Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter, she is throwing off her engaged person. Well, he wants to humiliate her and break up the engagement, but she's just kind of like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. I don't need to marry you. Do I have time to go get my stuff and take off before I'm kicked out of my parents' home for the disillusion of this marriage? Is essentially all that's in her mind. And as she's trying to flee from that whole situation, she runs into the main enemy of the kingdom, who she knows later, what's Arnold. That's right, Arnold. I wasn't big on the name choice, but Arnold. He is the son of the other kingdom, and she knows that in the future he is actually going to overthrow his father and start a war and become like emperor. So she also kind of wants to avoid that. So when they first bump into each other, he's kind of enamored by her and what she's willing, like how she looks, what she's willing to do. But she's like, oh, there's trouble, and tries to get out of there. But unfortunately, when she gets to like her parents' house, she still can't go in. Like, they found out about the whole engagement breakup thing. So she's like, whatever. But he's also nearby. And he ends up striking a deal with her that she can become his fiance and be in their protection. I don't remember what exactly was the deal with that part. Memory's foggy on like their whole arrangement, but you can read it and find out, because that's part of the fun. But essentially, yeah, she goes to his kingdom as his fiance. She gets the right to do like whatever she wants. I think he needed somebody, honestly. Like, I think he was sick of the pressure. Yeah, I think that was the big part of it. Like, he was sick of the pressure. As part of why he had to go to the other ball is they expected him to try to find a partner, but he's like so done with all of that. He doesn't want to deal with it, so he kind of offers it to her, but is like, hey, I'm not really pressuring you, but we can make a good partnership. You're alone. I need somebody. Let's make this work. That sounds more spicy than it necessarily is. But I did really like their relationship as it's developing, and I can't wait to see that more too, because I think there's a lot that we don't really know about him yet, because we hear her stories of him and this war that's going to happen, but we don't know for sure enough about him yet. He does have a younger brother where their relationship is strained, and his younger brother does some crazy stuff in here, but it's mostly to get the brother's attention. Meanwhile, I think he's been trying to hold himself back from having a relationship with the brother. It's all like really weird, but is a major part of the plot line. So again, I won't get too into it, but you'll get to see, like, his brother and what's happening. she's a good and interesting character because of she remembers all of the 6 lives that she has lived so far, and this is her 7th time trying to get things right, but she keeps dying. But here she is, and she has all of those memories and skills from them, so it's like really quite cool. Like when she gets there, she's trying to find the good workforce who will work for her at her little palace part, because you know they have like their separate, there's like the main palace, and then there's like, anyway, so she's trying to find her staffing, and the way she goes about it is very interesting. So she like gets right in there with the staff, and she's working with them, and she's observing how like they treat each other, what work's getting done, who she likes. And when they find out who she is, I think there's a bit of a shock, but her whole plan for how she treats them is pretty awesome. Like, you know, it's coming from like modern times, and probably back then, not like back then because it's a fantasy world, but like in the time period that they're designing this on, it probably wouldn't have happened. But it's nice. I like reading it and being like, would I be that kind of heroine? There was just a lot to like about this. It very much, for me, felt like a lot of the shoujo styling that I like to read in manga, but in here. And I like our hero, and I look forward to seeing more about that, and also just seeing her develop further into the full character that she can be. And she's really good at like dealing with people. I got distracted by the art. There's some lovely pictures in here. And I don't know. I definitely want to see more of her relationship with Arnold, because I think that her with him is going to help change that future that she is trying to avoid. Like, she doesn't want to die, and I think her being with him will actually change things. And I think that, of course, is her hope, but I think as well that she'll get that chance to develop a real relationship and express her feelings toward him, and hopefully have a good, happy marriage. That's my goal. So if you're looking for a nice fantasy shoujo, I would recommend 7th Time Loop. I will be getting the other volumes of this as well. I think Volume 2 is already out, and Volume 3 is coming out this spring, I think. I'm trying to remember my Right Stuff cart. I haven't ordered it yet. I'm waiting till closer to the release days, because I think April is going to be a big release month. But I will be continuing this one, because it fills those little bits that I love so much. That's it for this video. Until next time, bye.